Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
And we're off.
Noticed your shirt. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Killing me, Smalls.
I got it in Missouri with you.
Do I remember that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I also got the shirt that has everybody on there. That it's from Abbott and Costello's Who's on First.
Oh, yes. I think I was more focused on that shirt. That is a great shirt. I want that shirt.
I got it at that sports store at Silver Dollar City.
I know. I remember. Yeah, that's a good shirt. Love it.
So how you been?
Been good. So, man, I feel that feels so weird to say, like, to reminisce in my head about that on the podcast, because nobody understands at all what you were just describing when you said Abbott and Costello. Well, maybe they do. Abbott and Costello, famous skit, Who's on First. So it was a shirt that not like overtly referenced it, but very subtly kind of referenced Who's on First.
Yeah, it was a baseball lineup of like the ball diamond with who's on first, what's on second, I don't know, on third. And then it had everybody else's name.
Yeah, it looked fantastic. It was simple, elegant, and creative. So yeah.
Yeah, I wore that earlier this week. It's opening week, essentially.
I know. It's been so fun already, man. Like, I have been loving this season already. As a Cardinals fan, I'm hot. I'm loving it.
Well, speaking of like you loving the season, like I had to last night. I felt it was proper to watch The Saint in memoriam of Val Kilmer.
Absolutely heartbreaking news, Val Kilmer. I went back and watched Top Gun Maverick just to hear him say his last lines again. I do plan on going on and watching The Saint. Trying to think. Actually, you know what? I don't care if people don't love it as much. I'm going to go back and watch Mindhunters and see him on that one.
I liked it.
And go back and watch Batman. And just really...
Batman Forever is arguably one of the underrated Batmans.
Oh, absolutely. Kilmer's Batman, top notch. So, love it.
The only Kilmer movie that I can say that I didn't like was probably like Dr. Moreau's Island. Like, that was weird.
Yeah, and that one's based off of an older one. Like, it's a remake of an old one, so...
I thought it was just off a book.
Well,
The
there's
Saints
an old
also.
movie too.
The Saint was an old show.
I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
From the 60s.
Yeah. Gosh, you remember how much Mike just loved that movie. He was such a Val Kilmer fanboy. Like,
well, for good reason.
For good reason. Don't get me wrong. For good reason. Val Kilmer is a saint. So here's to you, Val Kilmer.
Tombstone's probably
everything
on that list.
You know, it's heartbreaking to see what he went through. I don't know where he was with his faith, but I pray that he knew Jesus, because I pray that he's fully restored and has his voice back.
Yeah. I mean, it was just weird because Maverick, I think I've watched Top Gun Maverick more than I ever watched the original.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy it more because I don't like the love story.
It's nice in that very reason. Although there's still an attempt at a love story in Maverick, but it's a lot more action. It's definitely updated. Someone pointed out to me, it's very generic. If you go back and look at it, it's very generic.
The first one?
No, the second one, Maverick. And what I mean is, who's the enemy?
Well, I mean, who was the enemy in the first one?
Russians.
Is it generic though if they just use the same enemy?
No, but I'm saying it was Russian mix. Who's the enemy in Maverick?
Russians.
No. It's a paramilitary group that they never actually give a name to. And that's the point. It's generic, kind of, and here's why. It's neutral. It's generic and neutral, and so it will never, in a sense, they made it to where Maverick had the potential to be timeless.
In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA. It can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com, and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code CHUBBY, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on. If that makes sense. You know, so certain movies are period pieces, certain movies, last for a certain season, and then you go back and you watch them and you're kind of like, oh gosh, do you remember watching this? I mean, but by making Maverick the way they did, they made it timeless in a sense.
I just thought it was Russians.
It was Russians in the first one, but there's no actual name for the villain in the second one. At least none that I can remember.
I thought they were going off of names. The 5th generation fighter pilots are main antagonist of the 2022 blockbuster, Rogue Nations.
See?
Never explicitly named.
Rogue Nations. So no official, actual enemy. It's just kind of a grayish villain.
Oh, a lot of people suggested that in the first one, people thought it was North Korea.
Really? In the first one?
That's what they thought.
I thought it was Russia. I was pretty certain.
But due to the time, they never actually say who it is, but since it's during
Russian
the Cold War.
They were Russian MiGs, and it was the tension between America and Russia, and that's why I assumed.
Yeah, the Cold War.
Assumed it was Russia.
Well, I mean, I think everybody just like this, I thought it was Russians that we were fighting in this one.
But
because of the time
that is pretty interesting, though, that it's Rogue Nations and no actual.
Well, for good reason, they didn't name anything because they didn't want to have any retaliation.
Well, movies are trying so hard now to be global profit makers, and if you name Russia as the bad guy, Russia doesn't want you promoting the film there. It's as simple as that.
What was the movie, The Interview? They didn't release it because it was talking smack on North Korea.
Yeah, dude. North Korea. That's how the Sony hack happened, is because of the movie, The Interview. Because they were mad. And so they hacked Sony and released a bunch of information about
I didn't know that.
Sony and their stuff, all because they came out with that movie. It's wild, dude.
I liked the movie.
Never
it was
imagined
awesome.
that a movie could affect geopolitical stances and stuff.
But yeah. Well, I remember watching several movies in high school. They had this one called Safe Point. What would you do if we accidentally bombed a place that we didn't actually have legitimate evidence on? What would you do? That was the class project. And then when we told them what we do, they showed us that movie, and it's oh wow,
that's weird. I've never heard of that. Was that down
George Clooney? No, I did sophomore year. It was sophomore year up in Hutch High.
Really? That's wild.
Yeah, George Clooney was in it. It was a very black and white movie. Just what would you do?
What class was that?
American history.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was very different. It was called Safe Point or Safe something, Safeguard or something like that. It was just what would you do if this happened? What would you give up a state in our United States if we accidentally bombed another state? I was whoa. That was pretty weird.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, though. But no, how you been, bud?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Still on hiatus with the food truck. So we just ultimately have to make a decision on it. So, but other
as
than
in,
that,
gonna do it or gonna use that?
No, as in, we have to make a decision on whether we want to invest in rebuilding the motor, buying a used motor, or having the thing towed down here and finding a place to park it permanently.
Until you can get money to build the motor. Well, I suggest if you do end up getting a motor, you get something they're called Jasper motors. They have lifetime warranties on them. So if something happens to it, like
diesel.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
They
to know.
make both diesel and unleaded.
Well, I'm not planning on getting a new motor, so
No, I'm
either
saying
gonna
if
be
you
a
save
used
up
one
for it.
or rebuilt. So
And they have used Jasper motors.
okay.
And all you have to do is pay a deductible. Like if something goes wrong with it and you find a dealer that deals with Jasper motors and they put it in for that deductible.
Okay.
So
Appreciate that. Good to know.
yeah. Fun fact of the day. Nah, I think last episode, like, what did we talk about? It's been a minute. Oh, I was telling you I was nerding out on that whole discovery of the pyramids. Like that's how that episode started.
Yeah, that was
for
cool.
for those that are listening now, like we had tech issues. Like Josh had 7 different uploads because he
Oh my gosh, it was
having issues.
ridiculous. And like every 5 minutes, it would freeze and then like go black, and then it would say rolling out the red carpet for you. And I'm like, what the heck? And that's like what it says when you first like log on to record. So I just think it kept resetting over and over again. So who knows?
And it said on there that like out of the 7, only 2 weren't corrupted. So I was like, I'm not even gonna mess with that.
2? That's
Only 2.
That's
I was like,
ridiculous.
nah.
Like, nope, scrap it. Bye.
I was like, I'll just bring up different things from the episode to reuse it.
Exactly. We'll hit the highlights. It wasn't that long.
No, it was like an hour and 30 minutes, maybe.
Altogether, really?
Yeah. Well, like with our issues, because the very beginning was the hard thing because I was trying to figure out the issue with my internet, but we figured it out. I had to reset my entire computer again. So I started over with a new computer twice now.
That sucks. Did you tell Daniel to fix it?
Yeah, he did. He came over here. I pretty much gave him everything that I did to it to make it work. And I went through all these step-by-step things to like figure out what was wrong with it. And none of it worked. So that's when I called Daniel. I was like, I did everything I could physically and mentally. I was like, so now I'm calling you. And he's like, yeah, I have no idea. So we got to reset it.
Fair enough.
So here we are.
All right.
But no, I got a new camera to go with when I have BJ in. So I've got 2 separate cameras going. I don't know if you know. Did you watch the episode yet of Bumping Chops with BJ?
I have not. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
The video quality is way better because I got 2 of the same camera now. So the very first time I got this camera that I'm using now, it was like a little over 300. So it was an AI powered camera. Like I've already shown you everything that it can do, like AI, it'll follow you and all that. So I got another one for over half the amount, or less than half the amount that I paid for the other.
Nice. That's a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, since I like this camera so much.
Also in tribute of Val, rocking my Top Gun today.
You were cutting out, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, in tribute to Val Kilmer, I'm rocking my Top Gun shirt today.
Yeah, I don't think Val Kilmer ever played in a baseball movie. Not that I know of.
Baseball movie.
Like, he's played in every single type of movie, if you think about it. Besides sports.
I mean, Top Gun had volleyball.
Trying to think of another one. Another good Val Kilmer movie that a lot of people don't give credit to is probably Heat.
I am curious about that, though. I wonder did Kilmer ever play in anything sports?
I don't think so. Not that I know of. But Heat, like, that was like one of his better. Then he played the lead singer of was it the lead singer of The Doors in The Doors, I think is what it was called.
It's The Doors. It's oh gosh, the lead singer of The Doors, and now I can't remember his name.
Van Morrison is his name.
Yeah,
I think.
Van Morrison.
Wow, the very first one that comes up with Val Kilmer sports movies is Top Gun.
Well, I mean, like I said, he
wow, Still Friends, blah blah blah.
He technically plays volleyball in Top Gun, so
yeah. There's none dedicated directly to sports, but Heat is one that I think gets unrecognized a lot. Also for him, did you ever watch Heat?
I did not. I think
one of the best shootout scenes ever. One of the longest, I think, on movie record.
Yeah.
Yeah, about bank robbers.
Oh,
but no,
I've seen Heat. Yeah,
with Al Pacino.
yeah, I've seen that.
It's got every big name in that movie.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
like
huge
everybody's
cast.
name.
That's a huge cast, yeah. No, sleeper one that Val Kilmer was in, definitely Mindhunters, for sure. Highly recommend
Was
it.
but what I think it's because he wasn't the main character in it originally.
No, and it's because really nobody's the main character. Well, I guess the girl's kind of the main
Yeah,
character.
the chick from Cold Files, or
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. You go and you watch this, you look at the cast, you're like, holy crap, this had a really impressive cast.
LL Cool J. Wasn't he in that?
I think it, yep, LL Cool J is in that.
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
The guy who played, oh gosh, come on. Hang on, I'll read
The guy that
cast
plays
real quick.
Dexter's dad in the new
Val
series.
Kilmer, Christian Slater, LL
Christian
Cool
Slater.
J, Will Kemp, Catherine Morris, that's the girl from Cold Case, Ian Bailey, Johnny Lee Miller.
Johnny Lee Miller's the guy that's for British that plays in like that Limitless series, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's got a pretty good cast. Clifton Collins Jr., if you remember him, he's pretty funny.
Is that the one that gets shot by the
know
bow and
him
arrow?
from I can't remember. I know him best from Boondock Saints 2.
What's he in that?
He's their third guy who comes along. He's their third amigo who's added in. They meet him on the boat.
Oh, that was in the second one?
Yeah, that's in the second one. There's only 2.
In the first one, there's 3.
Okay, Rocco.
Yeah.
But
I
you
remember there
remember
being-
also how the first one ends, yes?
Right. Yeah.
So he's not in number 2.
It's been a minute since I've seen the second one. I only saw the second one
in number
once.
2, there's 3 guys, but the third guy is the new guy, which is Clifton Collins Jr., and he plays a Mexican guy who ends up with these really sweet guns. They're really awesome, but he's like really like sensitive and like trying to just like be friends with the guys, and he's like super like peppy.
So is it like Antonio Banderas in Expendables 3?
Maybe if he were young and inexperienced, like he's not inexperienced at the fighting part. He's inexperienced at the like he really wants the boys to like him, and he's a fanboy, and so it's really funny. And they talk.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
They talk crap on him, and it's hilarious. It really is a good movie.
But no, last episode, like what I started off with saying was that I was nerding out on the pyramid stuff. Did you ever go back and get a chance to go look at that stuff?
Not
The energy.
not in depth, but just enough to like skim it over and kind of like where I'm at. Like I think there's enough evidence that like you could totally there's a healthy theory there that they had some form of understanding and usage of electricity.
Well, just generating power in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've always assumed that those operate in a sense like a battery, in that they would utilize lightning strikes to the top that were designed to draw the power, and then they had solid cores that.
And they also use gas to generate stuff too, is
Right.
because they've got evidence of like certain gases that come off of it.
See, and that's what's crazy about it to me is they've created power through generating like electrical and maybe even acid. I don't know. I just don't know. But they've
Well, it's
certainly
the excess.
they had some
power.
understanding of some things that really make you wonder.
It's like, wonder if that's like the power grid, like to save the world. Like when our power grid goes down, like, dude, if our power grid goes down, we're all
Bobby.
screwed.
Bobby, no. Let's not go that deep into the conspiracy world.
Well, no, it's not a conspiracy. If our power grid goes down, we are screwed.
Right, but the idea that the Egyptians planned for that is what I'm saying.
Right. I'm not saying they planned for that. I was like, watch that be the power grid to save the world. I'm not saying that that's what they planned
Like
for.
we would know how to harness it. Like we know how to utilize it.
We'll figure it out one day. It'll be like 100
Okay.
years from now.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We're gonna figure out time travel. We're gonna figure out how they got here. 100%.
Hey, if we were going to figure out time travel, we already would have.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it would already be here.
But we wouldn't know about it. Maybe
They
we're
would
still time
travel
traveling.
back to here, and it would exist.
Unless it was tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, but no, it was that. And then we talked about, I'm just highlighting stuff that we talked about. That way we don't have to go back through it. What was it? Stuff that we caught ourselves saying that our parents said.
Oh, yeah.
You have kids since I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely caught myself. You know, it was little things at first. You know, because I said so. You know, I'll turn this car around. Stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. What are we having for dinner? Food. What kind of food?
Yeah.
Edible food.
Oh, yeah, exactly. 100%. And it's just growing and growing. And the worst part is I'm starting to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, especially when you play games. Like now that you understand the game that was played, it's like, oh, okay. So I'm definitely going to carry this one on.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And I realize how like when you have to be like how good of an alternative it is. You know what I mean? I would much rather be an engaged dad who can be a smartass than be disengaged. And I'm realizing now that's how dad stayed so engaged in the short window that he had. He was also just a smartass. Like he was really good at like cracking jokes and just staying engaged without letting it get
I'm
under
going to
his
start a
skin.
GoFund for your internet, bro.
No, don't say that. I'll beat you.
What's that?
It was good times with dad. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Because I didn't hear any of it. But anywho, yeah, I agree. But ones that we also like talked about with older people when they would repeat themselves, like that was always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Did
I cut out this time?
No, I heard you. I like making people repeat themselves too. Can't you tell?
So what was it? Oh, I say we just talk about stuff that works. Oh, I still do. Especially with this damn Riverside with your internet. Dude, I wish you could see this screen right now, like with what's stuck on the screen. It's just you going.
I can't see your face either. You're just kind of sitting there smiling, and your eyes are kind of squinted closed.
You're just listening.
Oh, even better. Oh, now your face is frozen and your eyes are kind of like squinted, but your mouth is open slightly. Oh, now I see you moving now. You're back to moving.
Yeah, that was me imitating your picture.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing with you. But your mouth was open. You're like,
Yeah, you're like,
gotta love this crappy internet. I got past this. No, the problem is where we have to put it because we have to move it once a week for church. It's in the backyard, so it's not in an ideal position.
Yeah, so go fund you for another satellite.
Fund me. It's not about the satellite. It's about the tiny window that we have to be able to place our satellite in instead of on the roof like we'd like to.
Yeah, but you're using it for church, right? Yeah, so get you another one. It's I forgot what they call it because I was looking at getting it. The Elon Musk internet.
Yeah, Starlink.
And then I was like, no.
I read the reviews. Like it works.
It's good for travel. Like if you travel a lot, like if you get that traveling, the traveling category on there, like it's perfect for that. Like if you go to like camping a lot and stuff like that. That's what I read.
We had it in Missouri, had it mounted to our roof and never had an issue.
Right. But I'm saying you don't have the traveling thing. Yours is different than what the traveling one is for.
Right. Mine's a home one, but we still use ours to move with.
Right. And they say that like the ones that are actually meant for your like house itself aren't actually good for the traveling. Like it's good. You're going to get internet, but it's not going to have as good of connection because the one that they have is actually meant for roaming around is what I read.
Oh,
I don't know. But no, one thing that I'm excited about, and I'm just going to get this off the chest because I think we're going to spend a lot of time on it, is did you watch the New Heights episode with what's his name? Ted Lasso, the new season coming out.
Yeah. Yes,
that was announced.
I'm very excited about that.
I don't know if if I'm more excited that it's coming back or that like we kind of predicted like what was going to happen. Like he is coming back to coach girls soccer is what he said. So do you think he's going back to England?
That's what I wonder. I wonder if they're going to explore a new culture.
Because at the end of Ted Lasso, it showed them wanting to start a girls club.
And that's
what Keeley laid on her desk.
That could be what they do to bring back the regulars, and then they could have people from earlier seasons. See, that's the thing. How do you utilize people from earlier seasons?
Well, your biggest one is going to be the coaches. So like, I think they're going to keep the coach, like the man coach. I think the men's side of things is going to stay the same. Like you're going to have some of the same players, and obviously their new head coach, who was what's his face? Keeley's ex-boyfriend.
Roy.
He was the head. Yeah, Roy. Roy Kent was the.
Roy Kent.
Yeah, he was. I think they're going to be in the same.
He's there. He's there.
The same.
Where Roy Kent.
But I think they're going to be in the same like establishment.
Yes.
Under the same umbrella. And I think they're going to play it that way. But I think they're going to bring in little like tidbits from the show. So like, you remember that girl that he was playing one-on-one with? I think she's going to be playing for him.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like he was playing one-on-one. Yeah.
Is she like some sort of star? Or, I mean, I don't hate the idea.
I just think they're going to bring little tidbits like that back into it to kind of bring us into like a connection part of the show like we already had.
I don't hate it. I could see him writing it in. That's
like Red.
Creative.
Like, I'm curious where they're going to go with Red because he stayed back.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Are they going to have, because it's going to be Manchester, obviously, I think. Another question is are they going to have her ex-husband play like a manager of another girl's team to bring in like just to bring in some sort of like feud of some sort to where he starts one because his wife started one. But there's just not very many like bad things that happened other than like you see like his dealing with anxiety and stuff like that. Like that's like the biggest antagonist of the show is like him dealing with like, I guess, I mean, there's just nothing bad that happened other than that.
Explore some of his home life, I'm sure. Relationship with his son. Well, I wonder if they'll bring the therapist back in. That'd be cool. She was funny.
Right. Ooh, that would be good. That would be good. I liked her. And then I wonder, because they really didn't talk about it much. Like he went back to his home in Kansas, essentially. Now, did his wife and him get back together is the question.
No, wife's with the doctor.
But he went back to his house. That's why I was curious.
Well,
like they never showed them get married. They never showed them at the end. That's why I was like, but they did show her at the soccer game at the end.
Yeah, but that doesn't indicate that. No, she was with the doctor, and that was definitely betrayal.
And then she sold her team.
She was the therapist, and his wife was like the crappiest part of the whole story. I hated that. I thought it was just so craptastic.
Just how she left, or
just how she did it. The whole approach to the whole thing.
Well, at the beginning with the psychiatrist, yes, but how he built up with her and then like he refused to say goodbye to her. Like that was, I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what happens with it though.
Yeah. It'll be good.
And then you got Roy Kent's niece. I wonder if she's going to be on the team.
She's funny. Yeah, she can hit headers.
Break his nose. But no, there's other things. Okay, so I don't know. Have you started Yellowstone yet? Because we've been on this Taylor Sheridan kick, okay? So I finished Yellowstone finally. It took a while to get on Peacock. I started watching 1923.
Okay.
And I've never felt so soft in my entire life.
Is that the Helen Mirren and Ford one?
What were you saying?
Harrison Ford. Is that the Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford one?
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Dude, I've never felt so soft in my life. Like, I feel so much less of a man now that I've like started watching that series. Jamie's in on it. Like, Jamie's didn't like Yellowstone that much. But this one, it's like we don't realize how long it takes to get from point A to point B back then until you see it. Like, yeah, we can like covered wagons and stuff like that. That took a while, but like we have no idea how much time it actually takes. If that makes sense.
I love it. I love it. So you're realizing how little you have survival skills.
I saw your lips moving, but I didn't hear anything.
So you're recognizing how little survival skills you have.
Patience. The patience is like the biggest thing.
The patience.
That and my patience. Like my patience is 0, I think. Yeah. Now, like today we have planes, we got cars that can make it across the United States in less than 24 to 48 hours tops.
Yeah.
Not back then. It took like months to get from Florida to Washington. It's wild. I was like, no way, dude.
Well,
and
dude, we were able to drive from Missouri to Florida in 24 hours.
My point exactly.
That's crazy because that distance would have taken months to travel.
And that's not even that far.
100 years ago.
Yeah. 1923 is 100 and what?
Are there any vehicles on the road at that point yet?
Yeah. You still had the Model T and Model A and all that stuff. But
so maybe 10 miles an hour kind of thing?
Yeah, 20 tops.
20 tops?
20 tops. But like you also are considering like you plan your trip around the weather.
Right.
For where you're going.
Yeah.
So like beyond me, like traveling from New York to Montana in this show is like nobody travels to Montana or Billings at this time of year. Oh, are you sure? Because they're trying it. They're in a Model A traveling 35 miles an hour. What was that looking for?
No, I'm just trying. Like I too am confused by.
Because like in the winter,
Montana,
in the winter,
in a Model A, that'd be nuts.
Right. And people are doing it in this show, but like you don't realize the people that are doing it are actually trying to get there because of something. So with the whole Yellowstone story, like I don't want to break anything up, but like people are doing this and normally people time it out by certain times of year.
Yeah,
like
sure.
The summertime. You travel in the spring and the summer, not the winter. It's just wild. Like we would never, I don't think you and I would survive.
You're probably, well, I don't know. I have passed the Oregon Trail enough times to believe that I could manage. Don't give me that look.
We have no concept. We have no concept of what life was like. And that's why I will never say, oh, I could live back then. Because we say that, oh, we want to go back to those times. No, we don't. No, we don't.
I don't want to go any earlier than air conditioning.
Right?
Which is like the 1950s. And if there's not air conditioning, I'm out. No thanks.
Yeah, like I would say the farthest back in time that I think I could probably survive comfortably is the 70s. Like 1971. Like, yeah, everybody was probably stone cold hippies back then, and I'm cool with that. But like I could not sleep with air conditioning. Not without it.
Dude, no, without air conditioning no thank you. No,
but 1923, the reason I bring it up. But the reason I bring it up is they have one of the family members traveling back from Africa in this show. So it's taking him almost
4 months on a steamer, on a steamboat.
Well, he's on a steamer. He's on 2 different steamers, and then he gets to different ports. So he gets to Galveston, and then he's got to travel through Texas and all this other stuff. It's wild. So that's why I go, yeah, I'm a soft ass little bitch. Like I complain if it's 85 degrees in our bedroom. Okay, like I couldn't do. Oh,
I'm
1923.
with you on that. The air conditioning has to be set on and not. Don't touch my thermostat.
Like when I lose power, my whole lifestyle is messed. It's we can't talk right now, honey. Like we're just not. Do you want to fight every day?
I need silence if you want.
I need silence because it costs way too much energy to even like say the word please.
Oh, that's good.
No. Did you watch the last episode of Reacher?
I have not yet, so don't give anything away. I've got to watch it. I know. I'm sorry.
I will certainly try not to give anything away. So, but I will say this, and I don't know if you will agree with me or not. This season did not seem like what's that?
I didn't say nothing. I was waiting for you to finish.
What was that?
I didn't say anything. I was waiting for you to finish.
Okay. Sorry, but what I was saying is, I don't know if you're going to agree with me or not. I don't think that this season of Jack Reacher was as exciting at the end, if that makes sense. Like the whole season was good, but it wasn't nearly like 1 and 2.
I would agree with that.
And
I felt like 2 was a good build up. 3, all of a sudden, I almost wonder if it was that twist beginning that felt like everything became rushed. And I still haven't.
Right. It just didn't seem like Jack Reacher.
Right. Everything has felt like it's been out of his control and he's had to like quickly respond and do stuff. And that doesn't seem as methodical as he is. You know what I mean?
And
He's,
I don't think that that's necessarily
made some
bad.
assumptions in this investigation, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. And for the longest time, I didn't know the chick was Irish.
Oh, no. It was pretty clear with her accent that she was going for Irish. And O'Duffy?
They do.
Or Duffy? Not O'Duffy.
Yeah. Well,
Duffy.
I knew the name, but the accent just didn't tie well with her last name, if that makes sense.
Duffy? Duffy is a very Irish name.
We're going to let this video catch up, bro.
I said, Duffy is a very Irish name. Yes? No? Maybe so. You can hear me? You cannot hear me. You can? You cannot. You do? You don't.
I heard that, but I've heard it 12 times.
You know. I should buy a boat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I can hear you.
I think we're on that crest of, oh, now I can see your eyes blinking. This is like me want dum dum, you dum dum.
You dum dum.
So dumb. But anyway, I was not like what I said about her name, and I'll cut that part out. What I was saying about her name her name sounded Irish, but her accent to me did not come off as Irish.
Okay. More Boston, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was getting. I was like, man, she doesn't sound like.
But I think she was from Boston, and Boston is notoriously Irish.
I think, right, I get that part. Like, she had like a very different accent that you would hear. It was like a mixture of something from Boston. Like I said, it was very unattractive.
She was a Southie.
Sure. I thought Southie was Chicago.
No, there's Southie Boston.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. But it was still a good show. But what I'm saying is like, we felt exuberant like after the ending, and like this one didn't seem that way at first, but that's why I think this next series that they're filming in the summer is going to be 10 times better. Since you haven't seen it, I don't want to give anything up, but
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is there anything else you're excited about?
Gosh, what have
you
I
watched?
Seen? I know.
I watched a lot of comedy specials. A lot of them.
I have not been watching a bunch of comedy specials. I have been watching. Heather and I picked up Modern Family. If you've ever watched that,
I've heard of it. I've not seen it.
We're in season 1. It's pretty funny. Let's see here. What else? We watched. We watched a Mark Wahlberg movie that I don't know that I would recommend. It was a little weird.
Is it the plane one?
Yeah, Flight Risk or something like that.
Yeah. It was directed by Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
I heard it was good. Like it was just a side of him that we'd never see.
Yes. And I liked him playing the role. I didn't think the movie was that believable.
Okay.
And they do some things that are a little silly to make him creepier. And it's I don't know. It's just weird. If that makes sense.
I get it. I mean,
I don't want to.
But I'm also not used to seeing him
like
as the bad guy. I think the last time we saw,
I was just saying, like the reveals are like they're weird reveals, and then there's an ending that's almost feels tacked on, if that makes sense. Like just an added gotcha.
Like it didn't have to be there.
Well, it doesn't make sense outside of the long reach of the arm of the law, if that makes sense.
I got you.
I don't want to give anything away, but still anybody who's seen it will understand what I'm saying there.
And I haven't rented it yet, but I'll wait for it to come out on streaming before I watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching a lot of
interesting. I should say this. Heather and I, the theater down here has $5 Tuesdays. So we've been going to the movies to watch movies. So we went and saw Captain America, and that one was not nearly as bad as people gave it crap for. I'd give it a B. I thought it was a perfectly fine. I thought Sam Wilson.
And that's the Michael B. Jordan one?
No, that's Sam Wilson. That's come on.
Oh, I know you're talking
Anthony
about.
Mackie. Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, okay.
And Harrison
8 Mile.
Ford. Yep. And I think a lot of people struggled with it just because Harrison Ford and it was a little cheesy in some elements, but Anthony Mackie's role was pretty good. And the guy who plays his sidekick is pretty funny. So
The last Captain America I saw was Winter Soldier.
gosh, it's been a while for you then.
Oh, yeah. I just couldn't keep up, so I lost interest.
Yes, I get it.
When you make all these different shows and they're coming out every other month, it's like, how do you expect anybody to keep up?
We watched another one called Black Bag.
Black Bag.
Yeah, it's what is that director's name? Solenhouse? Can't remember his name. He's a director known for his shots, and it's kind of a supposed to be a spy action thriller. There's like no action in it whatsoever, and it creates a lot of tension via visuals and sounds, but like the plot doesn't really explain itself well. You just kind of have to go along with it, and then as it reveals itself, you're like, oh, okay. And I don't know. I wouldn't give it.
Well, I watched Civil War.
Much more than a B minus, probably.
I watched
for my
Civil
taste.
War. Is it anything similar to that? Because the buildup was really good.
No, it's not at all like Civil War. This one, it's like a spy thriller. It's basically a husband and wife who work for a spy agency, and the husband gets put on to a mole in their, I think it's the CIA. I think it is. And so there's 5 people on the list, and his wife is one of them. And so he has to figure out who the mole is, and in the process, like, it's his wife of like 35 years. And so, like, there's just a whole like there's a story with it. It's Michael Fassbender, and gosh, JD, you're gonna forget her name, really? His wife is played by.
What else is she in?
I am blanking. I am absolutely blanking. Hang on just a second. Kate Blanchett. That's it. Kate Blanchett. Been around forever, so it's like it felt stupid that I was blanking on Kate Blanchett. It wasn't great.
And that's Black
B-minus,
Bag.
maybe a C plus. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but it is one of those like films that, like, if you're looking for like compelling visuals and stuff, the movie does like have good like camera shots and stuff like that. I just wasn't impressed with the story.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll check it out. No promises, but what was I tried watching one on the Apple Severance. Oh man. Episode
Severance
1
is
was
not
so
my
boring.
cup of tea. It's apparently a mental show. It's not really. I'm not super interested in it. Did you ever pick up C on
I
Apple?
read people saying greatest episode I've ever seen. C as in
C, SEE. It's a very short. It's 3 seasons long, but it's an interesting one with Jason Momoa. I think you'd be intrigued by it.
I bet you it's better than Severance because I watched
It's
the first
better than
30
Severance,
minutes
for
of
sure.
episode 1. I was like, oh, this is
Better
rough.
than Severance. I have to make a public apology on here about a movie. I gave a lot of crap to a movie called Fly Me to the Moon.
I was
Apple
going to bring that
TV.
up to you, dude. I was
Apple
going to bring
TV.
that up to you.
Hang on. I gave it a lot of crap. And then Heather
Totally.
finally convinced me to go ahead and watch it.
I was going to
watched
try to
it.
convince you on here.
I watched it, and truthfully, it is a great movie. And the whole premise about faking the moon landing is like that they recognize the moral failure of it and how much of a problem it is and why it shouldn't be done and how they actively sabotage the process. And I don't care if I'm ruining the movie, but I believe that people should know that this movie is not about them faking the moon landing, but rather a heartfelt love story about the Apollo mission. And really, if I were to call this anything, I would say this movie is about developing the PR for NASA. That's truly what this movie is about.
I would argue this is one of Channing Tatum's best movies.
I don't disagree. And Scarlett Johansson, in my opinion. Like, I think she nails her character, and you genuinely start to feel for her as she tells some of that backstory. She's a, con artist, so it's hard to trust her, but
but it was I was going to sit here and say, dude, you've got to check it out. And if I'm wrong, I was going to say, if you didn't like it, I was going to say this, I will shave my beard on here. I was going to tell you that on here. Well, and I knew it was that good. You would have
been right, because I genuinely enjoyed it. Like, I watched it and said, okay, this was.
I had that written down on last week's notes, and we never got to the entertainment part.
That's I was like, so funny.
Because Jamie watched it and she fell in love with it. And I was like,
really good.
This is totally not how Josh. I mean, we all knew the premise of it, but we didn't know what it was going to do.
Talk about a bad trailer.
Or is it a great trailer?
No, it's a bad trailer.
Because it's a great trailer for somebody to prove people like you wrong.
No, because anybody that believes that the moon landing's real, which is anybody with half a brain, understands that a movie promoted as faking the moon landing is stupid and not worth wasting our time to watch it. But they got you. It's a movie. No, they didn't get me. I took forever to watch the movie, and they missed out on a potential client until like 6 months in. But I finally did take a chance on it because Heather asked me to, and so I did. And the truth is, it's a love story set around building the PR for NASA to make the Apollo mission happen.
I wish I would have saw that in like IMAX, because I bet you would have been really good.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Not cool. Like Interstellar good, but like still good.
Like, so having gone to Florida and visited the Kennedy Space Center, walking into that room was like, gave me chills. And I know it's such a nerdy thing to say, but it literally gave me chills.
Jordan would be like, homo.
You hear they do the countdown like sound and then do the launch while you're in there. And so like the room vibrates and the windows light up, and it genuinely feels like you're there. And it was mesmerizing, man. Like as a little kid, it was all I could dream about was going to see a rocket launch. And like to actually go to Kennedy Space Center to see a rocket in person, like, and yes, I know technically we, with the Cosmosphere, we had access to the really cool, we had the Blackbird, which I will never forget. Blackbird's still one of my favorite jets just because we got to see one anytime we walked into the Cosmosphere. But, there's just something about seeing all of it, seeing the landing pad, seeing the build center, why I can't remember its name. But the giant building
where they put together the actual,
where they put the rockets together. Seeing the rover, not the rover, the big the launch pad mover, the big massive thing. It's so massive, it's insane.
Well, like the one thing that I enjoyed most about it is the one thing I enjoyed most about it, not only was Channing Tatum awesome in it, like just the little things that they added to like people that like that do, as you say, like they're anti, this was a planned thing on television. Okay. But like the little things to make them sound crazy, like the black cat, like that was funny.
The black cat was hilarious. It was a great little bit.
But no, I had it on here. I was like, I'm going to say, if he does not like the movie, I will shave my beard here live on the podcast. And I was like,
your beard would have been safe. Your beard would have absolutely been safe. It's a good movie. So there you go. That's a Chubby Buddy recommendation from both of us. Go
And that's
watch
how much
Fly Me
faith
to
I
the
had.
Moon. It's a good movie. Oh my gosh, that's so terrible. Bobby, do you think this has some street value at all? It's a cleaning pad that's Sean John
Sean
brand.
John?
It's Sean John brand. It's for cleaning up messes.
Wow.
You know, like that baby oil spill.
Where did
and
you
whatnot.
find that?
It's
Where did you find that?
so no joke. Like 10 years ago,
Oh, I was like,
I
oh
had-
no.
I had glasses, like new like prescription glasses, and the frames that they had available, one of them was Sean John brand, and so I chosen those frames because they were like black and kind of similar to what yours are right now, but they were like black and squarish, and so that was what I wanted. That's what I felt like fit my face best. So I bought those, and I found this in my cleaning supplies the other day.
They're great for lenses. I'll tell you that.
Well, it cleans up messes.
Like camera lenses
It cleans up messes very effectively until
and your phone.
it gets caught.
Yeah. About that. But no, I've been watching a lot of stand-up comedy specials. I don't know if I know that you said that you haven't been, but have you at least watched John Crist on YouTube?
I have not. I have not watched his new one. Is it pretty good? I need to go
Yeah,
on
it's
there
pretty
and
good.
watch it.
Like, but that's the thing though. His is on YouTube, but I mean, he's nowhere near as big as like some of the other people. But like Bert
Right.
Kreischer special is so
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah,
so awesome,
good.
dude. He had me choking up at the end, but like,
Oh,
but it's like you've never seen this happen before. Like, you get a little like that pain in your neck because you're holding back tears. It's like, oh, you asshole.
dude, I felt
then you
that
start laughing.
today. Did you see the news about Dan Orlovsky?
About his kid.
Yeah, and him and his kid. That was so dang sweet.
Yeah, but
Like that-
not the
that
same
got
thing, but
right
like
in my
it's
heart.
still very touching. Still
No,
very touching, but
absolutely.
not
Yeah.
the same thing.
No. I was just saying, like, talking about things that bring you to tears, like for sure, that draw out the emotion out of you.
Yeah, like I had no idea his kid had autism. Like I don't think
Yeah,
anybody did.
I thought it was a cool, beautiful moment for him and his son. Because
I mean, I talk a lot of smack on
it.
Dan Orlovsky just because I can't stand his input on sports. So
That's
like,
okay, you can diss the sports commentator, but as a dad, that was a cool moment.
yeah, he gets an A+ as a dad, but
Absolutely.
still a C in my book
As a
for sports.
commentator, he sucks. He's got terrible
Oh.
opinions.
And he farts live on TV. Jeez.
He's so dumb. Bobby, you're just jealous because you can't get on live TV to fart because we know you can do it on command.
I can't do it on command. Not at all. And I could do it on live TV if I wanted to. I mean, every month that I'm at HCW, I could do it.
Oh, that's
Right into the
true.
mic. Just
I want to see you do. Hang on. What are the odds? Do you remember that? Do you know this game? What are the odds? You pick a number between 1 and whatever number you choose. And if we choose the same number within that thing, you have to do it. So like, say, what are the odds that you would fart into the mic at, hang on, is the next show Legacy?
Yeah, like
No,
that's
you can't do it at Legacy.
I would never do that.
No, not at Legacy.
I'm just saying
What?
I could.
Hang on. What's the show after Legacy?
I don't know what the next one's called, but it's going to be in May.
Okay, let's do May's show. We're gonna say May's show. What are the odds that you would fart into the microphone at May's show?
Hey, give it time to catch up.
What are the odds?
Give it time to catch up.
Yes, sir. What are the odds?
Because like you're killing.
You're so dumb.
Because hold on, you've got to use some like I guess general mathematics here also. Like with like would I do it because I know who's in control of the company.
Right, of course. But again, it's a simple game. Choose a number between 1 and 100, like a big number.
Okay.
No, choose one.
I got it on my head.
No,
I got it
say
on my head.
Say it out loud. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, 53.
Okay, so say 53. So if I were saying what are the odds that you would do this, if you said 53, then you and I would choose a number between 1 and 53.
Okay.
And then if we say the same number at the same time, then you have
Gotcha.
to do it. If we don't say the same number, then you don't have to do it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, so on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 29.
29.
What? Fuck? No way! Are you serious? I mean, yeah! No way! No way! Are you serious? It's happening, dude. You have to do it.
My God.
You have
No way.
to do it. Yes! Oh, that is magic! That is magic! Oh, yes!
BJ's gonna see this and he's gonna be like, yeah, you're not getting the mic.
This is so good! BJ doesn't watch this. No way.
He does too.
Oh,
every
does he
week.
really? That's hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He's gonna be like, yeah, Bobby, you getting the mic that month.
I can't believe we said the same number at the same time. Oh,
What made you choose 29? Because I have a reason.
I have a reason too. His name is Dwight. Or
Well,
not
my
Dwight.
reason is it was 2 numbers away from my very first football number ever.
27? 31?
You say, yeah, my very first football number was 27.
Yeah.
29.
I was going to say. No, not Dwight. It is because of New Girl. And it's, gosh, come on. Why am I blanking on his name?
One of my favorite characters is from New Girl.
Okay. What's his name?
The flamboyant one
Yes.
that
What's his
lost
name?
all the weight.
Yes. What's his name?
I forgot his name.
Winston's his first name.
Right. New
But
Girl
nobody calls him
characters.
Winston because of Winston. Schmidt.
Schmidt. Yeah.
Anyways, it's because of Schmidt.
I guess I haven't seen that episode.
You haven't seen the episode where Zoe Deschanel's character, where she turns 29 and he's like, 29? 29? Heather and I quote
I don't think
that
I have.
all the freaking time. We say 29 like that all the time. That's so funny. I love it.
Oh, shit.
29?
Anywho, in good news, bumping chops, or not bumping chops, HCW. Let's just talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
The last show, Last Chance. Did you watch it live or were you not
We had
present?
to
on
watch
the
it
live?
after. We didn't get a chance
Was
to
it
watch
good?
it live. Yeah. It was pretty good. Good crowd.
Lot of wild stuff. Yeah. Chance Carey came out and destroyed the Seventh Seal. Pretty
Dude,
much canceled
that
the match
was-
essentially.
That was nuts. He looked like a man out for blood. That was so good.
He was. El Diablo, I forgot what his name was.
Blanco.
I feel bad now.
El Diablo
El
Blanco.
Diablo Blanco, yeah.
The White Devil.
Yeah. And I was getting ready to announce him. I had no idea he was going to be coming from the crowd. I was like, oh, shit. So I backed out. I was like, oh, I'm out.
Nice. Love it. It's cool
No, it
to
was
see
a
that
great show.
crossover happen.
With the El Luchador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it was really cool to hear Angel on the mic.
Yeah.
Doing commentating.
I didn't get to hear it. I mean, I heard him say,
No, well,
I
you
heard one
wouldn't have. You would have been
commentating.
in the ring.
Well, I went back and watched some of it. And like I saw some clips and he's like, I'm not going to mess with the bumping chops guys. And I heard, who's the other guy?
Bruiser.
No, Mitch.
Oh, gotcha.
Something
Doing
Mitchell.
announcing. Yeah.
He's doing the commentary. Mitchell, his last name's Mitchell. I always mix his name up with somebody else's. But anyway, like he went back. He's like, oh, I could take Bobby. I was like, I'll just kick your shins, bro. I'll kick your shins and you'll be wanting to talk.
He doesn't know how good of a wrestler you were.
He doesn't. I mean, I'm not going to show him until like it comes down time to it. The dude can sing, but I don't think he can wrestle.
Bobby was a
Joshua.
wrestler. Let me tell you that. Bobby was a wrestler. For a
Been a minute,
a
but-
little guy, he could leverage. That's for sure.
For a minute. And I ain't little. Like I'm heavy.
Short. For a short
Yeah,
guy, you
short.
can leverage.
Agreed. But I would say like one of the biggest things that happened at that show was they set up for the main event of Legacy for the 6-man ladder match. That was pretty cool at the very end. Did you see what happened at the very end?
No.
No. Okay. So when they rose when the match got disqualified after Dickey punched out Paradox every single contender that actually got a spot in the ladder match all came out and did their finishers, did a waterfall. And I was, yeah. So the first one out, I believe was it Chunkla? I think it was Chunkla. Bruisador. He came out, laid his smacketh down. And then out came Jose, I'm pretty sure. And then after Jose, there was another one. Who was it?
Is it Hector?
Jose. Hector de Oro came out after that. And then it ended with Paradox dropping, I believe it was Hector with his finisher. So, I mean, there was a total of five people. And that sixth person still hasn't been announced yet, but I have a feeling that it's going to get announced this week on their Facebook. So make sure you're paying attention to that.
That'll be exciting.
Because
this is gonna be a hot one, man. This is gonna be real hot.
Aaron Helms came out first. My bad. Aaron Helms came out first.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I lost you. You froze up on me, Bobby.
You're cut that out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can see you.
Okay, but anyway, I'll cut that part out. But Aaron Helms, I believe, did come out first after winning the VIP match, the 10-man Rumble. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
But yeah, make sure you're following them on all social media platforms at HUW Live 23 leading up to Legacy. Tickets are on sale now.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Chiefs football, man. Let's just start off with that. Let's clear this out. Chiefs football. Anything wild going on with him?
No, it's kind of quiet right now. I mean, we've got, how long do we have till the draft?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks from 3 weeks from today.
We made a few free agency moves. We picked up a defensive tackle. We picked up a left tackle. So
picked up a quarterback, didn't you?
Yep. I still want to see us draft quite a bit. I do think our move for the cornerback was a good one. I think he's a pretty good pickup. But I still think we've got some work to do for our offensive line.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys don't at least draft some offensive linemen, then that'd be a cowboy move there, in my opinion.
I'm wondering if we're keeping Trey on the tag and drafting somebody and giving it a year to see how the kid that we draft does. And if he's successful, then we go ahead and let Trey hit the market, get the money he deserves. I mean, he's making top money as a tag. But it's still like he faces the tension of no guarantees with injury. So I'm sure he wants to lock something down just as much as the Chiefs want to lock him down if they can.
Well, you guys have at least made positive noise. The Cowboys have made so much negative noise this whole offseason.
Whatever do you mean, Bobby?
Do I need to really go to detail? Like, all you got to do is read all the past headlines from every Cowboy season since 1996. All right.
I just think it's funny to hear you gripe about the Cowboys.
I don't even gripe. I just state facts. Like, I don't have to gripe about it. Everybody that has ever been a Cowboys fan understands what I'm talking about.
I think they do. I think
the biggest positive thing outside of we just got the Patriots backup quarterback. Just this, I think it was today or yesterday or something like that.
Who would that be?
What was his name? You guys got Gardner Minshew, which I thought was actually a pretty good backup.
Minshew's fun, man. We're going to get a little Minshew mania in Kansas City. That could be fun.
I think they could use him for more than just backup, though. Like, I bet you they could bring in some wildcat stuff with Gardner Minshew.
I don't hate that.
Joe Milton III.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't he didn't start for the Patriots, but he was their backup, and now he's Dallas's backup. But I think he's a solid backup for what we have in front of him. So
yeah, hey man,
if Dak goes down, I think I've got a little bit more faith in him than I did of old boy from the 49ers, and I don't even know where we sent our other backup. I think he went to the Browns. Something like that. You go to a place to die. But no, the big thing in the NFL, I think right now, is them trying to get rid of the tush push, which I think is the dumbest thing to argue.
Not on board.
Why are we even talking
about
it?
Silly. We don't have any data that says it's a bad play. It's just an effective
Actually, you have
play.
plenty of data to not get rid of it. There's been one injury ever reported, and it was by your guys' defensive player, and it was because he did something unorthodox, is what he said.
Are you sure? I think there's two.
That's what they said.
I think there's two.
They said there was just one, and it was from him.
I think there's 2, and it's on offensive for us as well. It's why we don't run that play anymore.
No, I'm not talking about Patrick, but they didn't have that call. Like all it is the
it
QB
wasn't
sneak.
a push back then. I get it, but that's also why we don't run that play is because Patrick Mahomes dislocated his knee on a quarterback sneak. So,
and with the Falcons calling it the tush push, there's only one anything that says
was it the Falcons?
Or not the Falcons, the Eagles. The Eagles. Okay. Eagles. The Eagles only have one person claiming that they got injured from the play, but he also admits that it was because he did something out of his norm that he normally doesn't do. That was Chris Jones,
yeah, and he tried to slant like all the way across the front in the process, and he got rolled over.
That wasn't because of the play. That was because he was trying to stop the play.
He was trying to cross face Jason,
the guard and center,
cross face Jason, and it didn't work at all, and he just got rolled over because he doesn't understand the physics of momentum.
And for people to claim that that's not a athletic play is stupid because
it's an insanely athletic play. It's smart.
If it wasn't athletic, you would be able to stop it.
It's so smart. I have no hatred for that move because to me,
and it's probably because we played offensive line,
and that's exactly why. To me, it still shows the value of the run in football,
and the low man wins.
Exactly. That at the end of the day, there still has to be a ground and pound element to it, where you're fighting for inches and yards. And
Agreed.
To me, tush push should always be available as a weapon.
And the only reason we're saying the tush push is because they deemed it that, not because it's anything different than the QB sneak.
But I was going to say, it's always been a quarterback sneak. It's always been available to be done. So,
and if you get rid of that, you have to get rid of so many other things. Like so many other things that deems it okay to push people.
There's no reason to limit it, especially when we're not even talking an injury rating, anything like that. It's just out of to protect sportsmanship. It's it's not that unsportsmanlike to run that play.
Be better on defense.
Exactly.
How to stop
run a bigger jam up the middle.
Get bigger players to stop the play.
Yeah. It's not impossible to put 5 linemen up front, jam the middle, and then put 2 linebackers behind them and have them hit the middle too. You'll stop that play.
They stop it every season.
You'll have to run out to the edge, and that's what'll start happening. But at the end,
we saw the Chiefs stop it.
Yep,
in the AFC Championship.
You just got to run like a 5-2 front or something like that.
It's just it's a strenuous play, especially in the offensive linemen, but they're not complaining, especially when you get the first down.
Got to do the work.
But yeah, the rules I think that they try to change are stupid most of the time. The biggest one I think is good is the overtime rule for regular season. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's silly to have them be different. There was never that was. It should be as consistent as possible through the season.
I don't know how I feel about the Hawkeye ball placement system yet. I think I'd have to see it in play in the regular season to have a feeling about it. I think it could be good, but it could be bad. I think that human error, if you're not perfect as a player, then why should the officials be perfect as an official? Because it's only human error. That's what we've always gone on. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's a
perfection thing as it is taking out some of the error that's unnecessary. You know what I mean?
Well, but the biggest error that's unnecessary is
the refs still are able to focus on the call. This is an aspect that they don't need to worry about. It takes the chain gang out.
But they're using them as backup. I don't get that.
It's only while we adjust.
For looks?
I promise you. Yeah, it's only while we adjust. I promise you. It'll go away in a couple of years.
No, I mean, but human error I think is a big part of the game though too. So
but it doesn't have to be there in every aspect. You still have the potential for human error with ref calls and stuff like that. And with ball placement, with it being a game of inches, you almost want there to be less errors in that decision-making department.
Yeah, but how exciting was it to watch a chain gang come out to for a referee to go like this or like this?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
How many times did you remember feeling like your team got screwed because the ref had it marked in one spot and then walked it back a couple of feet when they were lining it up for the chain?
Luckily, the Cowboys never do anything so awesome to where that happens. It's usually a dropped ball or we don't make it to the postseason. That's So like I
poor
can't feel
Bobby.
with you on that one.
I love it. That's great.
I mean, a drop pass is either drop pass or it's not. Like, just play the game. Like, hey, he dropped the ball. Like, yeah, quit changing rules because like the Cowboys are going to cry. Just play the damn game and move
That's
on
great.
with it.
I love it.
Define the rule before you actually try to apply the rule.
Okay.
But anyway, no, the other thing is probably March Madness. That's the biggest thing with sports. Did you fill out a bracket?
I did not fill out a bracket, and Heather
I
laughed at
filled
me
one out for
because
funsies.
Heather filled one out, and I didn't fill one out. She had like a bunch of people, like Phil, which is a friend of ours down here. He and his wife had a bunch of couples do it, and so we were added to it. And I was the only husband who did not do it, so she won automatically. She had KU winning the whole thing. How stupid is that? I was
I
like,
had
are
them
you
give me
kidding
first
They
round.
played like crap this year.
I did it for funsies, and all but one team made it to the Final Four the way I had it.
Really?
Yeah,
Way to go, dude. Good job on the funsies.
but the
I don't watch
KU, I had them get beat first.
Basketball enough to.
I watched 0 seconds of college basketball this year.
Yeah. I just know that KU was terrible. I heard about it
Yeah.
from everybody else.
And obviously I picked it because everybody was talking smack on KU. I was like, oh, I hear they're not doing very good. Okay, out first round because that's usually what they do. They either go really deep
Right, they go
into
deep
like,
or they're out first round, which that wasn't the case this time. They made it like to the second or third, right?
no, they got beat first round.
Was it first round?
Yeah,
That-
round of 64.
there you go. There you go. Out first round.
I think I've got Duke winning it all.
Okay.
I think so. I mean,
Nice.
but the only
Heather
I
had Duke winning in hers, I think, or at least going to the
I
final
had all
four.
but one section in the Elite Eight also.
Really?
Like, everybody that played in the Elite Eight,
Nice,
all but
dude.
one section, and it was the I think bottom right, whatever quadrant that is. I don't know.
That's
But yeah,
impressive.
I was like, damn.
That's real impressive.
A lot of people have Florida winning it, so just for funsies, it's a lot. I think I have a lot more fun with it when it's just for fun and it's not like a bunch of people I'm trying
What
to
do you
keep up
base
with.
it off of? Because obviously you
What
don't
did-
watch basketball, so
What did I base? I usually
Yeah.
base it off the seed. Like when I don't
Seed.
watch like a whole
Yeah.
season, it's
Do
going
you
to be
go high,
seed.
do you go high seed and then just take a random chance every now and then, or
Yeah, well, my random chances are those ones with like teams playing 7 and 8 or 9 and 11. Like I had a lot of those upsets. Like 9 and 11, I won on every team that I had winning that was 9 and 11. I picked 11 to win, and I was like, oh,
and that's
sweet.
how it went. It upset. Yeah.
And I think that that's a good way to do it because they're not like that's not a seed issue. Like that's like who they played that year. So it's still fun. Like when you just do it for fun. I would never put my beard on it. I would put it on the whole "Fly Me to the Moon" thing. Yeah.
There you go. Great movie.
But no, I think that's an episode
All right,
81. I think
80. What? Really?
81.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And go check out your brother's episode. Like it's
I
one of
will.
the most watched
I am.
episodes of Bumping Chops.
Nice.
I did throw in your questions pretty, like, articulately. That's the way that you can put it.
Deal. I'll jump on and listen. Thanks, man.
Do you remember what questions you asked?
No, I've slept since then. Why would you think I would remember that?
One of them was what did you do your first 5 years that you wish you did? Or what do you wish you did now versus your first 5 years? I used that one. And then what is it consistent that you notice in other small industries that you would try to change to make them better?
Yeah, I like that.
So, but it was a really fun episode. Like I didn't expect it to like go as smoothly as it did. Like I figured like I would like ramble on, like ask a question that didn't make sense, but it was pretty good.
Good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. So I tell all about
Awesome.
his XWE stuff too.
Well, guys, make sure you are following HCW Live 23. Make sure you're eating your Rage jerky. Get your jerky on.
And the owner's in Australia right now, which I'm jealous.
That's pretty freaking amazing.
She
Hang
claims
on.
it's better than America, but cheaper.
We have to acknowledge this only because Heather just showed it to me and I'm very uncomfortable. Apparently, Lil Irwin is doing underwear modeling now with creatures, and that's uncomfortable. Did you catch
Sorry,
that?
cut out. No,
I was saying apparently he is Robert is doing underwear modeling now with all of his little
Who is?
Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son.
I don't think the internet likes you saying this person's name.
I'm very uncomfortable. Well, I think it's because the whole world has grown up with watching this kid grow up, and we're very uncomfortable with this concept. But Robert Irwin.
Oh,
You know
okay.
who that is?
Robert Irwin.
Robert
Yep.
Irwin.
The crocodile hunter's son.
Yep. He is 21 now. And Heather was just showing me he apparently has been doing some underwear modeling.
In the
whole
land down
world-
under.
And the whole world is upset about it because we all watched this kid grow up and they're like, no, put your clothes back on. This makes us all feel uncomfortable.
He's probably
It's
too
like,
attractive.
we know you're a grown man and you're free to do what you please, but stop it. Like you're our little brother. Quit.
Well, I mean, what would be weirder? That or his sister?
And again, there's an issue because when Bindi became an adult, I thought she was pretty attractive. Like that's all there is to it. Like, and it's tough
As long
because
as she's over.
stop it. We watch these.
No,
kids
you can
grow
say it.
up,
No,
dude.
I didn't. You did.
Okay, whatever.
So it's not weird for me.
People that love that family watch those kids grow up. Watch those kids get born. So
Yeah, I did not watch that.
there's all sorts of documentaries and stuff on it. He was pretty public with his life. But
no, also make
Yeah,
sure you're
stop
following and watching us. Like hit that like button, even though
Yeah,
Josh is
please
being
do.
weird with the crocodile hunters family.
I know I had to throw in some weird little tidbit there at the end. But Heather showed that to me like earlier today, and I was like, "What the hell?" So if I had to
but
suffer through it, you do too.
Hey, I'm all right with it because I didn't follow the family like you did. But I love you, buddy.
Thanks, love you too. We'll see you. Thanks for tuning in.